Welcome everyone. In this video, we will discuss the downfall of Amare and why many top reps are leaving. I'll react to a video from a top rep who exposes issues like failed product launches, an FTC lawsuit, and allegations of Amare trying to pay a rep to stay. I'll also share my opinions on why Dr. Shawn is no longer involved. If you're considering joining Amare, please watch this video first. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Amare and Optavia are two MLMs that are a bit tricky for me to cover. I often get so frustrated because they are so in my opinion, and their claims can be pretty wild. But today I'm going to make an exception and dive into Amare because they are crumbling. For those who may not be familiar with Amare, it is an MLM, multi-level marketing company, that describes itself as a mental wellness company. Originally, Amare focused on selling supplements, but they're currently expanding their product line to include fermented shampoo as well, competing directly with other MLMs like Permaglow and Monat. But that's another story for another time. According to the FTC, MLMs are businesses that involve selling products to family and friends and recruiting other people to do the same. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who has been sending me information about the situation. You know who you are, and I truly appreciate all of you. It was brought to my attention that several top reps at Amare were leaving. As we know, when top leaders decide to leave, it usually indicates something serious is happening. According to their own income disclosure statement, the top reps are the people who are making livable income. So when they choose to walk away from that money, it typically suggests that the MLM is facing significant issues, in my humble opinion, of course. So let's start with the very first top rep and see what she has to say. It says, yesterday I resigned from Amare. One click and I said goodbye to a six-figure income. The past 2 years have been filled with growth, connection, and lessons I will always cherish. But as my life has evolved dramatically over the past 6 months, I've had the chance to reflect deeply on my future. I feel called to step into a new path, one that aligns even more fully with my purpose, my heart, and the frequency I wish to embody. I know my worth, my vision, and the impact I want to create. To those who have walked this journey with me, thank you. Your love, support, and belief in me mean more than words can express. One thing I know, after 12 years as an entrepreneur, the universe rewards bravery. Here's to divine timing, new beginnings, and the magic that unfollows when we take a giant leap of faith. This was her goodbye post, and at the same time, in my opinion, her curiosity post to attract Amare reps to her new MLM. This is the second top rep, and it reads, this decision wasn't made overnight, and it wasn't made lightly. But after deep reflection, countless conversations, and a lot of prayer, I know it's time for a new chapter in my entrepreneur career. I have officially resigned from Amare. For over a decade, I've poured my heart into helping others with their wellness, and that passion has only grown stronger. But as I've evolved, so has my vision. I know I am called to expand my impact in ways that allow for more innovation, alignment, and growth. Many of you know I also founded and launched, and she talks here about her business. And I'm excited to continue to expand our brand as I step into this next chapter. And on top of that, what's next? My heart has always been for serving those who trust me in their wellness journey, bringing them the most innovative solutions available. My passion for mental wellness, holistic health, and nutrition will only grow stronger. And my commitment to mentoring others in business will continue to evolve in new ways. I'm excited to lead in the future of community marketing. I wonder if this is a new name for MLMs? Community marketing? Come on. Where innovation meets impact, where more people have the opportunity to create real freedom, and most importantly, where we continue to build a culture of love, support, and growth. Because true success isn't just in what we achieve, it's in how we lift others along the way. Above all, I am deeply grateful for each person who has been part of this journey over the last several years. The friendships, the shared wins, the moments of encouragement, those are what truly matter. And I know that real friendships aren't built on a company, they're built for life. This isn't about looking back, it's about stepping forward toward more impact, better health, and greater alignment. Faith over fear, love over everything. I truly know the best is yet to come. The faith over fear remind me so much of rank makers. Oh my god, I hope she's not a rank maker. As you can see, this is like the typical pose that a lot of reps normally post, keeping like everything civil in my opinion so that the MLM doesn't sue them or end up not paying their last check like it has happened in other MLMs. A few days later, this is what she had to say. I have something on my mind. I feel I have to share it tonight. This has been quite a week and my heart feels ready to share. Tap in if you are curious about our recent life change. It says, it's been 10 days since I officially stepped down from my top position with my previous company. I wasn't planning to share this publicly, but the past week has been eye-opening and filled with honest conversations I feel led to address. I've always promised to share my journey authentically, and this is no different. 3 years ago, I partnered with a mental wellness company for my own mental health, but over time, due to transitions and decisions out of my control, I found myself in a place of stress worse than I had experienced in the last 4 years. Not once have I regretted my decision to step down. In fact, I've experienced more peace in the last 10 days than I have in over a year and a half. We absolutely loved the community we built and the people within it. But this past year, many of us have been fighting hard behind the scenes for necessary changes. What people on the outside don't realize is the company we joined no longer exists. It was sold. 100% new ownership, corp staff, vision, and direction. While some may feel aligned with the changes, not all of us do, and that's okay. It might be the same name, but it's not the company we joined. None of us saw it coming, and it was a hard year of coming to terms with reality. The truth is this. With the current vision and direction of the company, I would not choose to partner if I were enrolling today. The company I originally joined is no longer the same, and as it evolved, I realized the alignment I once felt is no longer there. The company was sold. That was not my decision. They acquired another company. Again, not my choice. The only decision I could make was whether or not to continue in partnership, and ultimately, I choose to walk away. I love this industry so much. I've seen it transform thousands of lives, including my own. Social selling and community marketing aren't just something I do. They're my career. My calling has never been about a single company. It's about people. I have friends in multiple companies, and I love that. We can genuinely cheer each other on. That will never change. Even for those in the company I just left, and if friendships ever shift or end simply because someone chooses a different path or a company change, that's a reflection of individual choices and company culture, not mine. It's easy to sit at the top and pretend everyone is valued. But if you saw the conversations happening behind the scenes between leaders, you might see things differently. Sometimes the ones brave enough to walk away from massive paychecks are actually the ones standing in integrity. Because true integrity means your yes means yes and your no means no. It's not just what you say, it's whether you're willing to live it. Believe me, this was a heart-wrenching decision. For over a year, I showed up and fought hard for those who asked me to. Working harder than I ever have to support the people who trusted us enough to be here. Some of us reach a point where peace becomes more valuable than a paycheck. While some may now align with what they were once speaking out against in exchange for comfort and compensation, I simply can't and I won't. Where we lead people matters. Who we choose to partner with matters. Being brave enough to go first doesn't make you a traitor, but it does make others uncomfortable when truth becomes public. I truly pray this creates waves of change for all in all the best ways possible. This time is different. It's not about the thousands, the titles, or the accolades. It's about the people, the ones ready to redefine every part of their life, their wellness, their finance, their approach. This is the soft, peaceful era. Not striving, no forcing, just truly enjoying the journey. Rooted in peace and led by a spirit of faith. I don't need to see the whole staircase because I know the one who built the stairs. All this to say, I'm truly happy to be moving forward. I wish every single person nothing but success, joy, and love in whatever path you choose. The world is overflowing with opportunities to create impact, spark change, and live with purpose. I'm not here to dwell on what was. I'm here to speak life into what is becoming. It may look different than I ever planned, but that's often exactly how God moves. Different, unexpected, better. And for that, I am grateful. I'm ready for the next chapter. I know it's a good one. Not sure who this screenshots are from. They were sent to me without the handle, but this is the third top rep, I will guess. And they reposted 2 stories from the previous rep and added some additional comments and information. And it reads, I'll share what she was kind enough not to. Everyone was considering another company. The Diamond Chat had become a place where people came daily to complain about the things we were fighting for with corporate. And rightfully so, the whole time corporate not acknowledging us, not listening to us, absolutely not caring. Many have said that the owner was just hidden away behind Rich. But Rich has only been there for 4 months. So what about the other 12 months that we struggled to be heard? That we fought for what was right for everyone? Where was the owner then? Stop pretending like he was blind to what was going on and that he is suddenly now all in. You don't become a good person overnight. He's all in because he was losing a third of his company and some amazing women. Let's consider something. Why do you think so many would turn around and pivot back? Because they offered us our 2024 pay every month in 2025. Gross. You cannot buy my integrity. Am I saying every one of them took that offer? No. Am I saying I know at least a few that have for certain? Absolutely. Am I saying I know for certain it was offered? Absolutely. And to take distributors back who have resigned or enroll with another company is a huge red flag. If this is true, whoever this person is, they're not wrong. The fact that the MLM is willing to take back people who have already resigned or enroll in another company shows how desperate Amare is, in my opinion. And this is just the beginning of all the tea that was spilled by top reps. The 4th top rep has some interesting stories that I want to react to. But first, here was her Amare goodbye post, and it reads, if there's one thing I've learned in my years in the wellness space is that our health is always evolving and so am I. After deep reflection, I've decided to resign from Amare. This decision comes with so much love and gratitude for the experience, friendships, and growth I've gained along the way. Over the past few years, I've become obsessed with understanding how to truly optimize the body, diving into brain optimization, mitochondrial health, ATP, cellular regeneration, and full body resilience, the kind of wellness that hack your biology to extend your health span and lifespan. As I step into this next chapter, my mission remains the same, to help others biohack their way to vibrant health. I'm beyond excited for what's ahead and can't wait to share what I've been learning with you. Follow me on stories for life updates. Let's keep evolving together. The following stories were posted publicly on Instagram. I will protect her identity because we are only focusing on what she has to say. I have nothing against her. I hope someday she gets out of the MLM world and finds healing. Now let's see what she has to say.
Hi, happy Wednesday. Yeah, my gosh, my inbox is flooded. And so I was like, okay, it's time to just get on and do a live and to chat about all of the things that has happened. And so the number one question that I'm getting is, of course, why did you leave Amare? You guys know that I have been very passionate for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, about my business with Amare. We are 5-figure earners a month there. I have loved it. I loved it when we started. Unfortunately, about a year ago, some things started to happen, some shifts started to happen, and I'll talk about those here in a minute. But what I'm really struggling with today is that when paychecks are involved, people become different. And that just is what it is. It just is what it is. Because you can have the exact same experience. Everyone can be on the exact same boat. Everyone can be paddling the exact same way. And one person can scream fire and the rest of them just jump overboard and freak out. Or a few of them jump overboard with the one person screaming fire. And there was no fire. There was no fire. Everyone has the ability to make their own decision. And I am so grossed out at the people who have decided to make other people villains because they don't like someone else's decision.
Making the people villains when they don't like their decision is so common in MLMs. This happens all the time when you have someone who leaves their MLM. A lot of the uplines, they need to control the narrative and they start talking shit about the person who left. They didn't work hard enough. They were lazy. They didn't have the correct mindset. They were vibing at a low frequency or some bullshit like that. It's what we call smear campaign, or like what Scientology calls fair game.
And so I'm just going to call out the elephant in the room because I'm tired of it. I realized yesterday that the fact that I wasn't coming on and just talking to you guys and being honest about my experience was actually killing me. It was physically making me ill to not just be like, hey, here's what happened in my experience. Here's the facts as I saw them, but we all know that there's my truth, there's another person's truth, and then there's the actual truth, right? And then there's also the screenshots, by the way, but that's a whole nother story.
So I'm wondering if she struggled with sharing what was going on with her, because as we know in MLMs, everything needs to be positive and they don't want any negativity, when in reality, it's not negativity. All these feelings, positive or negative, are part of life. But in MLMs, we often see MLM reps gaslighting themselves and putting up a facade that everything is A-okay. They continue gaslighting themselves over and over again until they reach a point where they cannot take it anymore. And it's just sad, because allowing yourself to feel all your feelings without suppressing them, it's so great for your mental health and overall well-being. It's so ironic that this is exactly what's happening in an MLM that supposedly cares so much about your mental health, right?
And so I just want to tell you a couple of things. And I have no desire, and I mean no desire, to start a war with other people that I have loved over the past 2 years. I am grieving friendships. Okay?
This is so sad to see, but I'm not surprised at all. We see this very often with people in MLMs. The majority are transactional relationships. And the moment someone in the downline doesn't comply or goes against anything, that's when the friendships are over. And that's the reality of cults. Because if we think about a true friendship outside of MLMs, we're not always going to see eye to eye on everything. And if one of the people messes up for whatever reason, there's a good chance that talking it out and a sincere apology will make everything okay. And those are true friendships. The one that can overcome the good, the bad, and the ugly and still be there supporting one another. But in MLMs, it's totally different, because it's this us versus them, the black and white thinking that we see in cults. Because if you are not aligning with my beliefs, people in MLMs take it as an attack. And now they see you like an enemy, when life is not like that at all. There is so much great in life. We can agree to disagree on some things and still continue having a true and meaningful friendship.
And that is the hardest part of this, of all of this, is that nobody made a decision that was not best for them. Everyone thought they were making the best decision for them. But here's why there seems to be so much misalignment from a leadership team that was very aligned previously, that was very good friends previously. And I would like to remind you that the people that have left are the same people. The people who have educated and loved you and cheered you on over the last 2.5 years were the same people. To me, it's so simple. Because
I got this from her story. So the cut you hear there was like that in her story. So I'm sharing this in full, just like it was in her stories. Just wanted to make that clear. I have no clue who she's referring to here. My guess is probably other top Amare reps.
Because it's just facts. It's literally just what happened. So we loved Amare. We were excited to go to Amare. We had a founder that had a heart, and we had a CEO that was amazing. And we were so excited for that partnership. But unfortunately, about a year into our experience with them, the company changed hands. The founder sold it. A new person bought it. It wasn't the same. We started losing people. We lost the CEO. We lost Dr. Shawn.
Don't get me started with Dr. Shawn. In my opinion, something happened there with the FTC, because I was one of the many people who sent a report to the FTC about this doctor, and the following video as evidence.
Part 2 of These People Are Shamelessly Scamming You Out of Your Hard-Earned Money. Amare Global's Happy Juice. For those that don't know, it's actually 3 of their products that you mix together. Mantibiotics, Amare Edge, and Energy Plus. It's not one single standalone product. It's priced at $150 a month. And if you go through this story highlight on my page, you'll see all kinds of things that the reps that sell it claim that it does. But I'm going to focus on what Amare Global says that it does, and more specifically what Shawn Talbot, Amare's Chief Science Officer who leads all aspects of the development of new product formulations and specifications, as well as clinical and experimental research, product claim substantiation, and technical support, who has generated more than $1 billion in nutritional product sales, says that it does. And before we listen to and dive into his claims, let's get into a bit of his background for a second. 20 years ago, he was forced to give up over $1 million in assets, and he was given a permanent injunction from the FTC because he made misleading and unsubstantiated claims about 2 products that he developed, Cortislim and Cortistress. Here's the actual order that goes on to describe the deceptive claims he made about those products, leading to weight loss, which ultimately ends up here. Prohibited representation regarding any covered product, which we can see here, means any dietary supplement, food, drug, cosmetic, or device, and prohibited representation regarding tests and studies, which ultimately means this: Shawn M. Talbot cannot make benefit or efficacy claims for any dietary supplement, food, drug, cosmetic, or device unless the claims are truthful and substantiated. Again here, the orders bar misrepresentations of any tests or studies and prohibit claims about the performance, effects on weight, or other health benefits of any dietary supplement, food, drug, cosmetic, or device unless the claims are true, not misleading, and substantiated by confident and reliable scientific evidence. Now, if you saw my last video, it's pretty clear that Shawn Talbot misrepresented data and benefits of Amare's products in the study that he conducted and Amare paid for. But let's see how he's using other research to support his claims about the benefits and efficacy of Happy Juice. This can be found right on Amare's website.
Happy Juice is a combination of 3 of our most popular products. A lot of people need to feel better in a myriad of ways. People sometimes look at mentobiotics and they'll say, oh, that's your probiotic product. But it's so much more than just probiotics. Those 3 probiotic strains are specific for very targeted mental wellness benefits. We're able to use those strains to change the signals coming out of your microbiomes that determine different mood states, to make more serotonin so you're happier, make more dopamine so you're more motivated, or make more GABA so you can relax in the face of stress, and then make less cortisol so that you're feeling better from the root source, which is your second brain. And so we took a completely different approach to this idea of improving overall brain function by using non-stimulant ingredients, natural ingredients, mango leaf extract, lychee fruit extract, and palm fruit extract that all help signaling across the gut-brain axis in different ways to improve your overall motivation.
Some pretty direct claims that the specific strains of bacteria in mentobiotics lead to more serotonin, more dopamine, more GABA, and less cortisol, and that the ingredients in Edge lead to more motivation. So let's take a look at the supporting research for mentobiotics. Amare's flagship product that supports the growth and vitality of a range of friendly gut bacteria to increase the production of feel-good neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin. In fact, 90% of our serotonin, the primary neurotransmitter responsible for our happiness and mood, is produced and located in the gut. This unique formula directly contributes to your mental wellness via the gut-brain axis. Let's go through the key studies provided by Amare Global and Shawn Talbot to support such claims. Starting at the top, assessment of psychotropic-like properties of a probiotic formulation in rats and human subjects. Here's the study, and what they did was give 26 people these probiotics, which we see down here in the Mentobiotics Probiotic Proprietary Blend, and gave 29 people a placebo while testing everybody's anxiety, depression, perceived stress, ability to cope, using these self-reported questionnaires and checklists. Each of them looking something like this, where numerical values are assigned to subjective questions about how somebody feels, and then the numbers are tallied up and categorized. They also tested UFC, or urinary free cortisol levels, and the results of the study essentially say that the probiotic formulation alleviated psychological distress in volunteers as measured by the Hopkins Symptom Checklist score improvements, the Hospital Anxiety and Depression Scale Global Score and Anxiety-Specific Score improvements, and urinary-free cortisol level improvements. But if we look at the actual paper, we can see that the depression-specific Hospital Anxiety and Depression Scale scores actually got worse in the probiotic formulation group, and no significant differences were observed between the cortisol levels at baseline and over time. So far, not the most impressive evidence for improvements in mental well-being, but it is certain that there was no testing for serotonin, dopamine, or GABA levels there. Let's move on to the next study. Modulation of the fecal microflora profile and immune function by a novel trans-galacto-oligosaccharide mixture, or BGOS, in healthy elderly volunteers. They gave 44 elderly subjects between the ages of 64 and 79 this BGOS prebiotic, which we see listed here in the Mentobiotics Prebiotic Proprietary Blend ingredients. And they found improvements in natural killer cell activity and cytokine production, which are markers of immune function, which led to the conclusion that BGOS may be a useful dietary candidate for the enhancement of gastrointestinal health and immune function in elderly persons. Again, no testing for serotonin, dopamine, or GABA levels, and we have to take note of this. BGOS is listed second in this list of ingredients in the proprietary blend, meaning there's more of the ingredient that comes before it, meaning we know that there is less than 5,380 milligrams of BGOS in Mentobiotics, and the dosage used in the study was 5,500 milligrams of BGOS. So far it's undeniably underdosed relative to these claims. And in the next key study provided, we essentially have the same exact study as the last one repeated, but this time they look at some additional markers of inflammation like C-reactive protein. Still no testing for serotonin, dopamine, or GABA levels, and still undeniably underdosed relative to these claims. In the final provided study, prebiotic intake reduces the waking cortisol response and alters emotional bias in healthy volunteers. 45 healthy volunteers received one of 2 prebiotics, one of them being BGOS or a placebo, daily for 3 weeks. The salivary cortisol awakening response was sampled before and after prebiotic or placebo administration. On the final day of treatment, participants completed a computerized task battery assessing the processing of emotional salient information. And the results say the salivary cortisol awakening response was significantly lower after BGOS intake compared with placebo. Participants also showed decreased attentional vigilance to negative versus positive information in a dot probe task after BGOS compared to placebo intake. A dot probe task essentially measures how much faster people respond to a threatening stimuli versus a neutral stimuli by showing them various images and then asking them to do or select something. So we finally have some data showing improvements for one of the claimed benefits, reduced cortisol awakening response in the BGOS group compared to placebo. However, once again, the dosage used in the study was 5,500 milligrams of BGOS. And once again, the total dosage for the proprietary blend is 5,380 milligrams, and this isofiber is listed first, meaning there's the most of it in that blend. Meaning we are still undeniably underdosed relative to these claims, and we still have no data showing any non-theoretical increases in serotonin, dopamine, or GABA levels. So as a whole, I feel confident in saying that the ingredients and the dosages of the ingredients in mentobiotics are not shown to do what Amare Global and Shawn Talbot says that they do. Now let's take a brief look at Amare Edge and its ingredients. Edge supports motivation, and the first ingredient listed here, and in the list of yet another proprietary blend, is mango leaf extract, and specifically Zynamite. A quick search for Zynamite leads us to this study, where we do see some mental performance and subjective mood state scores like the PALMS assessment I showed in my first video improve from a single dose of 300 milligrams of mango leaf extract, which would be a positive score for Edge, except for the fact that the total serving size of this proprietary blend is 200 milligrams, meaning there's maybe 100 milligrams of mango leaf extract in it. We just don't know. But we don't have to know because it's underdosed relative to these claims regardless. And if we look at the evidence that Amare provides on lychee fruit, most of it is done on rats or in vitro, but there is one study that shows some promise. This study showed some improvements in glucose metabolism from 100 milligrams of oligonol from lychee, which would again be a positive score for Edge, except for the fact that lychee fruit extract is listed second in this proprietary blend, which again is 200 milligrams in total, meaning that there's more mango leaf extract in it, meaning it's impossible for there to be 100 milligrams of lychee fruit extract. So it's underdosed relative to these claims. And for fun, let's take a look at the provided supporting evidence for Energy Plus, which is a next generation mental energy product that delivers rapid improvements in brain and physical performance without the jitters or crash that you might get from many high stimulant or high sugar energy drinks. Improved cognitive performance after dietary supplementation with enzogenol. In males age 50 to 65, the speed of response for the spatial working memory and immediate recognition tasks improved after supplementation with enzogenol, which is the last ingredient listed, and Energy Plus is 385 milligram proprietary blend, meaning there's the least of it in there. And the dosage used in the study provided is 960 milligrams. So it's undeniably underdosed in relation to these claims. So to summarize, $150 a month gets you 3 products that are underdosed proprietary blends that don't really seem to have the evidence to support the claims for more serotonin, dopamine, and GABA or signaling across the gut-brain axis. I truly may not have enough evidence here. I honestly don't know for sure. But I feel like this is enough to warrant Mr. Talbot and what he's doing at Amare Global getting looked into by his friends at the FTC. What do you think?
Shout out to Coach John Noel on Instagram for such a great video. I'll leave it in the description. And if you enjoy his content, consider following him on Instagram. By the way, he is not anti-MLM. However, he has been raising awareness on the Happy Juice for some time now and has a whole highlight dedicated to it.
We lost people that we loved that were the heart of Amare. We also lost a lot of things from the corporate side of it. We lost a lot of corporate staff that was really helpful to us, but we also started losing a lot more than that.
Wow, I didn't know that Amare was losing a lot of corporate staff. Interesting. But MLMs are not crumbling, right?
Oh, by the way, I was being sarcastic.
We lost innovation. When a company does not innovate and does not continue to produce and provide things that you need, there's very little that you can do. You can only do so much with what you have. We have spent the last year and a half experienced a lot of things together in this company, and there is not a diamond or above who will tell you that the last year and a half has been easy, and that's okay because it's not always supposed to be easy. However, it is not supposed to be what it was either, and we have spent the last year and a half fighting so hard for our brand partners, fighting for things that they need, fighting for things that will help them, and getting a door slammed in our face at every twist and turn.
That was another cut on her end, by the way. Just wanted to mention that. I mean, we all know that MLMs like to treat their reps like trash. And it's one of the reasons why we raise awareness on this, because MLM reps don't deserve to be treated this way. Sadly, the reps inside are the ones that normally don't see how bad they're being treated because of the brainwashing that happens in MLMs. But I'm glad that they're realizing the reality of how MLMs are.
It has been the hardest experience of my life to try to advocate for people and just to have it fall on deaf ears, okay? It's not okay. A thriving business requires communication. It requires give and take. It also requires a company who will care about what their brand partners are doing.
Look, I understand where she's coming from, but this is the thing. We're talking about an MLM here. They don't care about the reps are doing, plain and simple. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have reps making the most wild claims about Happy Juice, or the misleading claims about financial freedom, when according to their own income disclosure statement, only the people at the top can make livable money.
For us, it has definitely felt like there is no one that cares about what's happening with the field. And again, just our voice falls on deaf ears. And I understand that there's been a major pivot since so many diamonds chose to leave. That's pretty normal considering if you lost half of your, a third of your business, wouldn't you also consider maybe making some changes?
Damn, a third of your business. That's a lot. Look, I'm not exactly sure how many people have left Amare, but one thing is clear. This is a reality of MLMs. You constantly have to recruit new reps because people are leaving at a rate that exceeds the number of new recruits. The negative stigma that surrounds MLMs makes it incredibly difficult for anyone to want to join or even want to support them in any way, shape, or form. This is why we are seeing many MLMs crumbling right now. If Amare reps are seeing what's happening with other MLMs that are closing their doors or getting rid of the MLM side, and you still believe the same is not going to happen to Amare, think again. Because things have changed significantly from past years when the anti-MLM movement was the only force raising awareness about multi-level marketing companies. Currently, several law firms are investigating all MLMs, and Washington State has recently taken action by kicking out its first MLM for allegedly operating as a pyramid scheme. As a result, paparazzi accessories is no longer permitted to operate in Washington. This sets a precedent and has motivated many former MLM reps to make the reports to their own attorney generals, using Washington's case as a reference. If you want to know what happened with paparazzi in Washington, I will leave my video part 1 at the end of this video for the people who are interested in checking it out.
However, for us, it was just too little too late. And that's okay because there's a different path. Like there is a very defined path that we are all walking. But I will tell you, there is a reason why diamonds would walk away from 5-figure a month paychecks.
This is such a great point, and I want all the Amare reps to start critically thinking, why would someone who is at the top of Amare leave their 5 or 6 figure per month paycheck? This should actually be a huge red flag to get out of Amare or MLMs altogether, because if Amare or MLMs in general were thriving, people at the top wouldn't be leaving the company.
And while I know that lots of people have tried to twist that into, oh, there's big bonuses out there, guys, have you thought about that people also pay people to stay?
I actually plan on making a video talking about the bridge contracts and all the bonuses that MLMs like to offer to top reps to move their downline from one MLM to another, because that is something that the majority of reps are not aware of. And I think it's important for everybody to know that it's a complete lie when your upline says that everyone has the same opportunities. So stay tuned for that because I have that video in the works. The interesting part here is she is alleging that someone could potentially be offering them money to stay. If this is true, I wonder who is the person offering this and who are they offering this to? The following is just a speculation on my part. It makes perfect sense that MLMs offer top reps financial incentives to stay, because when a top rep leaves, there is a significant risk that they will take a large portion of their downline with them. Depending on the size of the downline, this could be incredibly damaging to the company. Currently, many MLMs are facing challenges, so if a high-ranking individual leaves their MLM and takes their downline along, it could potentially be the end of an already struggling MLM.
It is what it is, and I will tell you this. There is no bonus out there that would equal my 5-figure a month paycheck. There is no company who is going to give a person a bonus that is thousands and thousands of dollars. And most places, it's not a bonus. It's a performance payment. You perform or you do not make the money. So it's, work.
I want to discuss what she is saying for those who may not be aware of how bonuses work in MLMs. I'll keep this brief because I plan to dedicate an entire video to the topic. Essentially, reps who are leaving one MLM for another make deals. Not everybody, but some make deals with the new MLM regarding the number of people they need to recruit from the previous MLM. This is why you often hear top reps claiming that the new MLM is superior, that the products are the best, and that everything is better there. They want to create a sense of urgency and fear of missing out, FOMO, among reps, encouraging them to join the new MLM. If the top rep fails to bring over the agreed upon number of recruits, they won't receive their bonuses. So of course, they will promote the new MLM as the best option available, driven by their financial incentives. Please keep this in mind.
It's actually, you trade off, these are my skills and this is what I can do for you, and in return you pay me money, which is pretty normal, I think, in this life, right? Like we all like work for something and get paid for something. So it's been interesting to watch how everything has kind of came out online by people who were there and who were also very interested in walking away. And I'm just going to share some of that story with you. But the first thing that I want to share with you is, you know, the things that happened in the last year and a half, you guys have all seen and have all felt, to be honest with you. We've had failed launch after failed launch. So last year, raspberry hibiscus, nobody liked it. It tasted awful. Immunity was rough. It was rancid and they had to send it back and we didn't get it back for another 6 months.
Oh my God. Look, I know that MLMs are crumbling, but I didn't know that Amare was crumbling this bad. This is freaking awesome. I have more to say, but I will let her continue because she's giving us all the tea.
The Kids Happy Juice launch. Where was corporate to help us with that? We begged for assets. Ever since Dr. Shawn left, we begged for them to do videos so that we had help with education from a scientific standpoint, and we received nothing.
I can tell you why you received nothing, in my opinion. Because there's no scientific evidence to back up Happy Juice or the Kids Happy Juice. According to Amare's own Amare Happy Juice Science PDF resource that they have on their own website, at the bottom left side of each of the pages, it states, and I quote, "These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease."
The marketing team, nothing.
The irony here is that the majority of reps don't realize that they are the marketing team. They are the ones that are promoting this product for free. And not only that, paying the company for the opportunity to promote their products and maybe make some money in return. You are the marketing team, in my opinion.
The struggle was very real. The Kids Happy launch was probably the best one that we had, if I'm being honest, because there were a few assets that Diamonds helped with, and those were great. But at the end of the day, it still wasn't a great launch, and there's nobody that could tell me any different because I lived through it with you guys. And then we went into fall, and all of fall we were told that 2025 was going to be so good and we just needed to hold on while the company was resetting. It's coming. 2025 will be different. We will be all set because the owner will have everything in place. There will be people in their new positions. Like, we've got this new marketing team. It's going to be great, right?
This is very important for all MLM reps to hear, not only Amare reps. This is called future faking, and MLMs do this all the time. According to Psychology Today, and I quote, "Future faking is a tactic whereby people lure you into thinking they're planning a wonderful future with you. Their visions of the future may make you feel optimistic about and bonded with them. But in the end, there may only be a whole lot of faking going on, as they may not be dedicated to or even believe in this future themselves. Their main or perhaps only objective is to use the promise of a future to get you to do something for them in the present." MLMs use this tactic known as future faking at various stages of a rep's journey. This strategy is used when uplines or the MLM feel that someone in the downline is considering leaving. The intention behind this is to keep the reps engaged in the MLM for as long as possible. The longer a rep stays, the more money they're likely to invest in the MLM. MLMs want to prevent reps from leaving because doing so would stop the flow of the money that they rely on. To achieve this, they promise you the moon and the stars and say anything they can to keep squeezing you of every penny that you have.
2025 comes. We go to leadership retreat. It was a little rough. The dinner that night, if you guys were there, it was a little rough. They announced to us that they're going to let us partner with the Rootist. We love the Rootist. Excellent hair care. It's great. Didn't matter though, because our company didn't help us set it up for success. They left it on the store shelves of Sephora, and it was on a 30% off sale the day that we launched. Shipping on it is expensive. It just is what it is. It was another failed launch.
Wow, that's rough. Can you imagine the same day that this product is launched, you can easily go to Sephora and buy the same product for 30% off, according to her. This just shows what we've been saying for the longest time, that some MLMs are sabotaging their own reps with some of the things that they do. And I'm happy to see that they're finally realizing that. Good for them. Continue critically thinking and continue asking questions. That's the only way that you can get to the truth and to the bottom of what really is going on.
So by this time, everyone's frustrated. We're halfway through February. We're at the end of February, and everyone is frustrated. They are wondering what's going on, trying to figure it out. Why aren't we getting, the biggest question, why aren't we getting more Happy Juice flavors? We've waited a year and a half. Why aren't there new products coming out? We've waited. We asked to see the roadmap for 2025. The roadmap for 2025 consists of what's already been talked about that's being released at convention, a couple of skincare items. We are a mental wellness company. We are a supplement company. That is what most of us signed up for. We did not sign up to be a beauty brand. Where are the things that support mental wellness? It's became off at this point. We're trying to figure out what's going on. At every twist and turn, corporate is shutting doors on us. I texted and asked about the free shipping that we've asked for, or the reduced shipping. I texted in and asked about why we can't get the Focus on 5 fixed. I asked why we're not getting LTOs, which is limited time offers, a new flavor. I was told no, not in the budget.
Not in the budget? This raises concerns about Amare's financial health. When a company starts limiting its budget, it often indicates trouble. This situation reminds me of Mary Young and Young Living. When they were operating at a loss, they began cutting costs and restricting their budget in different areas. Guys, Amare could be far worse than what we were all thinking.
We, the Diamonds got frustrated, and we put together a slideshow, and we asked corporate, why aren't we getting new flavors? Why aren't we getting any innovation? Companies innovate. That's what happens. When you are supposedly cutting edge science, you innovate, you create, and you give that to people. And we've had none of that in the last year and a half. So by this time, it's February. We've had multiple failed launches. Everyone's disgruntled. The Diamond Chat is a hot mess with everyone complaining all day, every day. It's hard. And we're all friends. We're in it together. We're all complaining together. And at some point, we decide we're going to look at another opportunity and try to figure this out for our people, because we have a lot of good people. I wouldn't be doing this damn video if we didn't have a lot of good people that deserve the truth. We decide we're going to look at this together. We all look at it together. I'm an ingredient junkie, so the first thing I do is start looking at ingredients. I want to know, what is this company? What do they offer? This is just like any other job. It's like any other job. What do you do when you're considering a new job? You go and you look and you see, what do they have to offer that's maybe better than what I'm doing here?
Maybe I'm naive, but I want to give her the benefit of the doubt and truly believe that she was looking out for her and her downline.
Because at this point, we've lost the mission with our field. We've lost the mission of mental wellness. It doesn't matter that the drink still is good. Like, I will say that loud and proud. Like, if you love your Happy Juice, please keep drinking your Happy Juice. But that does not take away from all of the struggles that we've had, compiled with how corporate speaks to us and the expectations that they have from us without helping us. Those things are not fair. Like, it is a give and take. It is not a give, take. Like, this is not fair. So we decide we're going to look at this new opportunity, and basically anyone that wants in can come, and anyone that doesn't. Everyone gets to make their own decision, whatever's best, because every family's different. Every person should get to make their own decision. Every person should get to make their own decision without all the other videos being made about them, without all the lies. That's what should happen. People should get to make their own decision about their own life, and their friends should still support them. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. So we decide to look at this opportunity. A presidential diamond. Let me back up. We decide to look at the opportunity. Corporate gets wind of it because a couple of diamonds told a couple of their leaders, and unfortunately their leaders turned it into corporate.
The comment that I want to make here is that this is something that we see in MLMs all the time, and it happens in cults as well. They create this culture of people telling on each other. This is coming straight from the BITE model under the I for information control, and it reads, number 4, encourage spying on other members. A, impose a buddy system to monitor and control members. B, report deviant thoughts, feelings, and actions to leadership. C, ensure that individual behavior is monitored by group. This happens in all MLMs. This is one of the many reasons why they're called commercial cults. This is cult behavior.
So corporate starts freaking out. Oh, some of our diamonds are going to leave. They start texting us like crazy. Most attention we've had from them in over a year. They start texting us like crazy. We want to get you on a call with the owner. Let's get on a call with the owner. Some of us are like, it's too little too late. I don't want to get on a call with the owner. Why did he not want to talk to me 6 months ago or a year ago? Why did he not want to talk to me last week?
I talk about this also in my Sensi video. The MLM reps have no idea the power they hold. And like I've said before, the reps don't need the MLM. MLM needs the reps. The MLM needs you. And I just wish the reps knew how powerful they are if they stick together and they give the MLM founders the middle finger. In order for MLMs to continue operating, they need to make you believe that something is wrong with you and your mindset, and that the MLM is the only one who can help you with that, which is a complete lie. You are worthy exactly as you are right now. You don't need to change anything from you. Please know your worth.
But one of them in particular decides, I want to get on a call with the owner. That would be super cool. So she gets on a call, Presidential Diamond, with the owner. The owner says, tell me how I need to fix this. Tell me how I need to change it. Great questions you should have been asking 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 12 months ago, and any other time except for the time when you were about to lose your hind end, okay? She decides that she believes him and that he is going to totally and radically turn this company around. And maybe he will. I pray he does. But in the process, she also decides to drive the bus right over her friends and tell them what's going on, because now she believes she needs to save her friends. And she throws all of the relationships into the trash can because she tells corporate that we are looking. They already knew we were looking. They already knew. It's not against policy to look at another company. We're allowed to do this. Simply making the decision for your own family. And I'll tell you where there really another pain point comes in. Another pain point comes in because at some point I had to tell this person, I'm really sorry. My team does not want to be back underneath you. I love you. I'm sorry. However, if we decide to make this move, we will not be doing it with you. It was a very hard moment. That is what created the need to go ahead and tell corporate what was going on, because she was afraid that she would not have her team, that they would not come back underneath her, and that she would be someone who did not have the same success.
I don't know who the person that she's talking about is, but I do have some screenshots that I will share from someone in a little bit that I have a feeling could be the person she's referring to, maybe. In the meantime, I do want to comment that she does make a good point here, that the fact that this person allegedly told the owner what the field wants, of course he's going to use it to continue giving the reps future faking, in my opinion. Just like the uplines use your why to manipulate you to stay in the MLM when you're having doubts and you're thinking of leaving. Time will tell if I am wrong or right, I guess, but I wouldn't believe in the promises of an MLM founder. Not in a million years.
That would never be enough for me to throw my friends under the bus. Never. I would make my decision to stay where I was and keep cashing my check. And I just want to throw in there, the receipts are heavy on this one, all right? So for this person to pivot on a dime because they find this out is heartbreaking, because we've been friends for a long time, good friends for a long time. And I can understand where the hurt comes in, but again, there would never be enough hurt for me to turn my friends in. There would never be a hurt deep enough for me to try to cause so much chaos and so much discord. And that's where it all started. That's where all of the discord starts. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's shocking. My contacts hurt. I've cried so much in the last week. Like, putting them in every morning has stung, because it blows my mind that someone could care so much about their own significance and them being seen. And I'll tell you how you can know that. All of the chatter in all of the chats where she put herself on a pedestal and she said, hey, he's finally making changes. I got a call with him and he's finally making the changes that we need. We had tried to get him to make the changes really hard for a year, and we weren't listened to. He didn't listen because of who she was. He listened because we were walking away and she was the only one that would talk to him. But you know why you know that it's about that person's significance? Because in chat threads where they're like, oh my gosh, I got on a call and I told him that. Now look at it. He's saying it to the field. Yeah, he's saying it to the field because you fed him exactly what the field wants to hear. And now he knows, like, if I want to save my business, I better do this. And I hope that he saves it. I hope that it doesn't go under. But I will no longer align myself. I will no longer allow my people to be exposed to an environment where they're supposed to be able to go far, but they can't because everyone's stuck, because no one's listening to us at corporate. It's not fair. It's not right. I have literally built my business upon my integrity. I have built one-on-one relationships upon my integrity. I am not going to risk my integrity just to stay with a company. Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. The truth matters in the end. And that's why these videos are happening. Even all the poor people who have no idea what's going on. That's why these videos are happening, because it's not okay. And I just think that people they just deserve to know. This is what's actually happened. No, there's nothing wrong with the product. If you love it, keep using it. There are tons of different other kinds out there, but you do you and pick what's best for you. People who want to stay at the business, awesome. I will cheer you on till I am blue in the face. But please do not ask me to risk my partners, to risk my affiliates, and risk their future with a company that will not listen to them, with a company that is under a massive lawsuit from the FTC. That is common knowledge. Feel free to Google it.
I did some research and I wanted to find the actual court documents, but I was only able to find the following article. It appears to me that this is a law firm and the last update on the article was February the 9th, 2025. So I hope this is the current lawsuit that they're referring to. If someone has some information or knows where I can find more details regarding this lawsuit, I would love to check it out. If you feel comfortable, you can leave it in the comments below or you can send me a DM to my Instagram. Okay, so this article is from servetheinjured.com and it reads, Amare Global, a wellness company specializing in mental health supplements, is currently facing legal challenges that have raised concerns among consumers and distributors. What is the Amare Global lawsuit? The Amare Global lawsuit refers to legal actions initiated against the company alleging deceptive business practices and misleading product claims. These lawsuits question the legitimacy of Amare Global multi-level marketing structure and the efficacy of its products. So this is the thing. Do you see that it reads these lawsuits question? So is it more than one lawsuit? I don't know. I have some questions there. Maybe it was just a typo. I don't know. Look, this doesn't surprise me at all because as we have seen, so many Amare reps have been making wild claims online about the happy juice, health claims and income claims. Just a quick example, Hannah Alonso, shout out to her. She had to report a rep several months ago that was claiming that Amare products could treat ADHD. If you haven't seen this video, I'll leave it in the description below. Let's continue. Key allegations in the Amare Global lawsuit. The primary allegations against Amare Global include, point number 1, misleading income claims. Distributors allege that the company exaggerated potential earnings, leading many to invest under false pretenses. False health claims. Didn't I just say that? It's claimed that Amare Global promoted its product as having health benefits without sufficient scientific evidence. Thank you, God. Pyramid scheme accusations. Damn. The company's emphasis on recruitment over product sales has led to accusations of operating a pyramid scheme. Woo. Legal ground for the lawsuit. The lawsuit against Amare Global are based on several legal grounds. Number 1, violation of consumer protection laws. Allegations suggest that the company engaged in deceptive marketing practices violating consumer rights. Number 2, Breach of contract. Distributors claim that Amare Global failed to uphold contractual obligations, particularly concerning compensation. And number 3, unfair business practices. The company's MLM structure and recruitment strategies are under scrutiny for potentially being unfair and exploitative. Possible settlement prospects and outcomes. While the lawsuits are ongoing, potential outcomes may include, number 1, monetary compensation. Distributors and consumers might receive financial settlements if the court rules in their favor. Business practice reforms. Amare Global could be required to alter its marketing strategies and MLM structure to comply with legal standards. Oh my God, this is exactly what happened with paparazzi, okay? This is so good. Okay, let's continue. Product labeling changes. The company may need to provide clearer information about its products, health benefits, and potential risks. Legal option for consumers. If you've been affected by Amare Global's practices, consider the following steps. Number 1, consult a legal professional. Seek advice from an attorney experienced in consumer protection and MLM cases to understand your rights. Number 2, join a class action lawsuit if applicable. You might participate in existing class actions lawsuit against the company. Number 3, report to regulatory authorities. File complaints with consumer protection agencies to help hold the company accountable. Staying informed about the process of these lawsuits and understanding your legal rights are crucial steps in addressing any grievances with Amare Global. I was not going to read the frequent asked questions, but I started reading them and I'm like, yes, I'm reading them because we need to know. Number 1, how much income do Amare Global representatives typically make? According to representatives involved in the lawsuit, most make little or no income from selling Amare products directly to consumers. Instead, they allege that income mainly comes from recruiting new distributors, which raises concerns under the U.S. SEC's guidance for identifying pyramid schemes. Exactly what we've been saying all along. Okay, but let's continue, girl. Number 2, are Amare products considered safe? Currently, no consumers have filed lawsuits against Amare Global claiming injuries from using their products. However, due to a settlement in California, Amare is now required to test its products for heavy metals, addressing safety concerns and meeting state standards. Oh my God. I'm almost done editing this video and I got some very important documents, so I'm gonna have to do a part 2 to go over them. It's about how Amare violated Prop 65 in California. Got the documents for the Prop 65 notice and also the settlement, and I would like to go over them because this is starting to look more and more like paparazzi 2.0. So shout out to Your Humor Bestie on Instagram for these documents. I appreciate it so much. Number 3, will consumers receive compensation from any Amare Global settlement? No, the current lawsuit only addresses claims made by Amare distributors, not consumers. If a settlement occurs, only the affected distributors are likely to receive compensation based on their business losses, not on any product-related injuries. Number 4, what are the main legal issues in the Amare Global lawsuit? The lawsuit primarily centers on allegations of misleading income claims, deceptive marketing, and Amare's MLM's structure, which some claim operates as a pyramid scheme. Distributors argue that these practices violate consumer protection laws and have led to financial losses. Number 5, how can I stay informed about the Amare Global lawsuit? To keep up with the latest updates, you can follow news releases or consult a legal website that specializes in MLM-related lawsuits. Additionally, if you're directly affected, consider seeking legal advice to understand your rights and options. Okay, so that's where it ends. And since we're talking about seeking legal advice, I'm also going to be adding in the description below the legal resource link from my website. Most of the law firms in that link have had in the past or currently have cases against MLMs. Now let's continue.
I absolutely will not. And I'm not going to keep tolerating gossip and lies. So if you want questions answered, my inbox is open. I have plenty of receipts. And I will tell you this, other than that one presidential that made a really bad, mean choice, I love my Crossline Diamonds. I hope that they freaking thrive here. I hope that this company turns around and it is everything that everyone wants it to be. But I'm not going to be made to be a villain. I'm not going to be made to everyone think that there's not like another side to the story. And maybe I should rise above and not tell my side of the story, but the truth is the truth. And I just feel like it's time that it was out there.
And we appreciate people sharing their truth. But wait, she's not done yet.
I just finished posting those, and I want to make one thing very clear. I do not think that anyone other than the presidential was offered anything to stay. Do I think she was? Yes. Do I have good reasoning to think that? Yes, I do. But I don't think anyone else was, perhaps. That's not, I don't think that. I think that she was offered money to stay, and the reason that she scrambled to get a lot of others to stay with her is she was probably offered a certain amount to get the others to stay. I think that's where the 10,000 per head came from. And it got twisted into what people thought we were being offered somehow. I think that it was offered the other way. That's just what I think. I've heard and seen lots of things, and I just wanted to clarify that because I still have some really good friends that are diamonds over there, and I know they wouldn't do that. So there's that.
Do I believe something like this could happen in an MLM? Someone probably in corporate offering a rep money to stay? Yes. I believe that could happen. If this is true, I would like to ask the other Amare reps, how do you guys feel that someone allegedly was offered money to stay in the MLM? Do you guys find it fair? Why was the offer not to every single Amare rep? I'm just asking questions. Last but not least, I'm going to give context because it's needed for this last top rep. It appears that this rep was going to leave Amare, then something happened, she changed her mind, and at the end, she did not expect what Amare did to her. Trigger warning, conversations about DB. The following posts are a clear example of what happens in abusive relationships. We see the partner showering you with flowers and gifts so that you don't leave the relationship, and at the same time, a few days later, discarding you like you are nothing to them. This is why we say that MLMs are like abusive relationships, because they use the same love bombing to get the reps to stay, and then they do like what Amare did to her, leaving reps so confused on what they did to deserve this treatment. It's all part of the same toxic cycle in MLMs. If after seeing what Amare allegedly did to this rep, you still want to join or stay in Amare, I don't know what to tell you. This is her initial post about leaving. Embracing the next chapter. After an incredible journey with, I've made the decision to resign from Amare. This experience has been filled with growth, connection, and a deeper understanding of how powerful mental wellness, gut health, and holistic healing truly are. I will always believe in the impact of prioritizing our health, especially as a busy mom navigating life, family, and business. While this chapter is closing, I'm beyond excited for what's ahead. Change is a beautiful thing, and I'm ready to embrace whatever life brings next. Thank you to everyone who has been part of this journey with me. Your support has meant the world. Here's to new opportunities, fresh beginnings, and the endless possibilities ahead. Follow along. I can't wait to share what's next. This is the following post about staying in Amare. 3 years ago, I joined Amare not just as a business, but as a mission. It changed everything for me, my health and mental wellness. It became the foundation of my journey in gut health and mental wellness, helping me feel my best and giving me the chance to help others do the same. But recently, I made a mistake. I got caught up in something new, thinking it was the right move. The truth, I didn't have all the information, and I let doubts, distractions, and outside noise pull me away from what truly aligns with my values, my mission, and my passion for health. To my Amare family, I'm sorry. If my decision to leave left you feeling disappointed or unsure, I truly apologize. But through it all, I gained clarity. I see exactly where Amare is headed, and I couldn't be more excited to be part of it. I'm staying with Amare and committed to helping as many people as possible feel their absolute best inside and out. Let's keep building something amazing together. And this is the most recent post from her regarding what happened with Amare, and it reads, "A note from my heart. This past week has been an emotional roller coaster, one I didn't expect to be on, and certainly one I didn't plan to make public in this way. But I believe in honesty, and I want to share this with anyone who's been confused, curious, or quietly watching. A week ago, I made the incredible, difficult decision to resign from Amare. The choice wasn't made lightly. It came after a long season of reflection, unanswered questions, and an internal tug of war between loyalty, leadership, and what felt aligned for me. I poured years of love and effort into building community and sharing products I truly believed in. Stepping away was not easy, but in the days that followed, I realized I wasn't fully at peace. I wasn't ready emotionally or financially, and I certainly wasn't ready to walk away from the people I cared deeply about. So I reached out to Amare Corporate to ask questions and seek clarity. I wanted to make sure I was making a well-informed decision, and they asked me if I wanted to come back. I was surprised. I didn't know that was an option. During that call, and after they agreed to reinstate my account, I was asked what my plan was. I explained that I would make a post simply sharing that I felt I had made a mistake and that I wanted to come back. I wanted to take ownership of my process. It was then that I was giving suggestions on what to say specifically that I should share. I had been manipulated into resigning. I immediately responded with honesty. That was not true. No one manipulated me. I made my own decision. And while I may have moved too quickly, it was my choice and I was willing to own that, but not rewrite the truth. Unfortunately, just 24 hours after being reinstated, I received notice that my Amare account was being terminated. I was told corporate had received an overwhelming response from others who didn't want me back, yet no proof was ever shared. Just like that, I was removed. This experience hurt. Continuation in comments. Continued. On my initial call with them, they repeatedly stated they had my back. I'm incredibly disappointed that they welcomed me back only to turn around and do this just 24 hours later. Especially after I had publicly shared that I was back. It felt deeply misleading and unfair. When I was told I was being terminated, I was told that I had said I'd been coached on what to say in my post. I hadn't said that, and again, to be clear, I wrote my post about returning entirely on my own accord. But I want to be very clear, this is not a post to bash or speak poorly about Amare. I still love the mission of mental wellness, I still love the products, and I still care deeply about many of the people there. This is simply me speaking my truth with grace and clarity because my integrity matters more than my comfort. To those who have stood by me, thank you. To those who have been unsure, thank you for holding space. To those navigating your own path, listen to your gut and stay grounded in truth. I'm walking forward into the next chapter with peace and purpose. And I'm still cheering on everyone doing their best to make a difference. So if you're watching this and you're seeking support for your mental health, I recommend consulting a mental health professional if you are comfortable and you are able to do so. It's important to recognize that no supplement, especially one that is not approved by the FDA, can support your mental health. This video was my opinion and for education and entertainment purposes. I'll leave all my sources in the description below. Like I always say, please do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Don't believe everything that people say online. Question everything and everyone, including me. Let the evidence tell you what's real or not. Please don't reach out to anybody in this video. I don't condone harassment of any kind. It means a lot that you took the time to watch my video. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me to know what kind of content you'd like to see more of. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone who might need it. Help us reach more people. And if you like what you see, please consider subscribing for more anti-MLM content. Best thing about YouTube videos is the comments, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. This also helps the algorithm reach more viewers. As you all know, this is a brand new channel. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Until next time, take care and stay safe.